Hey guys. So for you, for those of you who have known me for quite some time now, you know that I am fascinated by aviation. Thus, I have been curious about it and tried to study about it, and it also motivates me and inspires me that my brother and father are pilots. So, of course, I'll want to begin to understand what their passion is, right? Um, I like to read about disasters. My main focus is on the aviation kinds, but I've been trying to expand my horizons a little bit, and I have looked into other disasters in general. And I happened to remember the name of a show that my brother used to watch when he was younger. It was called Seconds from Disaster. And I separately discovered one that's called Air Crash Investigation. So you guys can imagine that as the years progress and new episodes of that show come out, I like to stay in touch with it. Unfortunately for me, I'm not as big of a reader anymore, but I do enjoy watching this stuff because I don't have to be necessarily watching it. I can listen to it while I'm on the go or working on something. Um, and I also understand that some documentaries may not always be accurate or they may not portray things necessarily in the manner that it needs to be shown. Um, like, I also read through the comments that people leave on videos like that, and it helps me catch the discrepancies that I'm like, oh, unfortunately, I'm not an expert like that, so I would have missed it. But, anyways, that's just a little bit of me, and you guys sometimes ask me what kind of shows I watch, what I like, and this and that. So, there you have a little idea of the stuff that may interest me. Mega Disasters is also another show that I'm starting to explore a little bit. But, anyways, as I read about disasters, and nowadays as I watch things about disasters, it always seems to trace down to management being partly to blame, if not to blame entirely. Um, they're the people in power, they're the people making decisions, and their idea with companies and since they're running a company, the idea is to be making money. Just how far does a company need to go in order to be considered successful and permanently prosperous? Because I keep thinking about all of these multi-millionaire companies, even billionaire companies, and they're cutting corners. They're always looking for ways to save money. May it be through innovation, installing technology to replace human labor, and there's also when disasters happen, the show starts off seconds from disaster. It starts off in the intro saying disasters just don't just happen. They're a chain of critical events. Well, the that's true, and on some cases, let's pick an example from aviation. There's been some crashes where that chain of events is the pilot is tired, and then maintenance may be cutting corners to save the company money, and then management is forcing the crew, the management crew, to be taking shortcuts like that to save the money because management is worried about making money, making more, more, more. And then the expectations from the pilots would be make sure that the plane flies no matter what because we need the plane in the air in order to be making money. So there you go. It's a small chain of events, but But then, as I continued my quest at listening to more stories of disasters and everything, it kept going back to the people who make decisions, management, like forcing employees to have stress and to, yeah, that's the meaning of cutting corners. It's like you know the procedure, the safety procedure, or the way you need to go about to make your job be accurate and safe too. But when you have the pressure of a schedule, no matter what, you want to fulfill it because you don't want to hear management yelling at you. That's an awful experience to go through. And you also need the job because you have a family to maintain and etc. etc. So so yeah guys, I know that I'm just rambling and stumbling upon my words a lot, but I just thought about that. I couldn't help but notice that no matter what, it looks like the employees make the mistake, like the floor level employees. But when you dig deeper, it turns out that they were just trying to make miracles happen where the possibilities were slim, you know? And I can understand them because I'm a person who, no matter what, I am on top of integrity. But if I were to have a job where my responsibilities exceed what I can handle within the realm of not having to bend the rules or anything, then yeah, I think I would let go of the job. I don't think it's worth it because think about it. It's better to prevent the disaster than it happening because when the disaster doesn't happen, you don't have to A, damage your record and your image as a company. B, you don't have to repay for damages. And C, you yourself personally can go to bed being like, I did a good job and I'm doing a good job where people are safe and I'm living up to what I am promoting, which is, airlines say, oh, we have a safety record, da 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 da. We're a safe airline. And then I don't know if you guys ever heard of the Bhopal disaster in India, where some MICs just spewed into the air and everything due to negligence. Well, guess what? Once again, management or poor management or management, the lack of it thereof, is what contributed to that disaster because they were trying to save money, so some people were being laid off and not replaced, and then critical steps in the maintenance of a plant and specifically some tubes or something, it led to this thing being contaminated by water, I think it was. So then the gases reacted really violently and they couldn't contain it, and thousands of upon thousands of people died from that. So, you know, industries that deal with dangerous stuff, they are always saying that safety is their primary concern, yet when money is on the line, all of that goes to hell. Why? Why does that have to be? Why does management feel compelled to be all wrapped up in the mighty dollar? Like, is it really worth it? Like, just how much is enough for a company? When do you feel prosperous as a company? If you're leading already, just I understand that competitiveness is something that I guess gives you pride and prestige and respect, I guess, but seriously, you have to go about doing dirty things and putting people in danger to fulfill that. So, yeah, once again, that's why I asked the question, is management primarily to blame for the poor performance of the folks who are on the floor? I know that on some cases it's totally the person at floor level, it's their fault sometimes. Like, say, if a pilot is drunk, then there's really nothing that, you can trace back to management. But at the same time, I'm like, well, what if this pilot made that terrible decision because he feels overwhelmed by your workload? It's possible. I'm not trying to defend the bad action. Like, I think you should be responsible for your actions no matter what. Like, if you are particularly overwhelmed by something, I think that's when you will want to prove that you want to remain healthy and sane and you won't mess with substances that are going to make you susceptible to committing stupidities. That's just my logic. I don't expect everyone to think like me. Like always, this is just my opinion. But but I'm just saying, if you're in a rough situation, I would think that you would do everything in your power to demonstrate that you want for things to just go well on your end so that if something happened, you are not questionable and your integrity is impeccable and thus you're not a suspect, No matter what, you'll be investigated, but you know what I mean? So let me see. Corporations will always look for profit in the end. Exactly. So I know that that's the goal of business to make money, money, money. But I just wonder just how much money is enough. Is there ever such a thing? I know that corporations want to expand and remain leaders, and as competition grows, you have to, you know, improve your products, and all of that costs money. But come on, I can't believe that you have to sacrifice things such as safety and yeah, I think safety is really my primary concern because people's lives get lost from negligence. So profits is the only thing that's gonna work in the world. Socialism as concept sounds good but won't work. Yeah, I got you. Um, so I guess in the end, the answer to my question is that I know that disasters can be prevented, but there's always the risk of stuff happening that's bad, and I get it. But at the same time, if the human factor contributes to make it worse or make it more likely to happen because of the profits being the priority, then I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say with this, but I just think it's insane. I cannot think that way. I would rather spend the money with like investing on installing the stuff that's gonna ensure that my workers are safe than to have to pay for the repairs. Kitty, don't start crying. He's been yowling like that. Let's pretend he's not there. But the ratio of disasters happening and not happening is very low. That's true. But the thing of it is that when they do happen, it's incredible. Like the the consequences environmentally and socially, they're immense. So like look at that case from India in the 1980s. That one thing, it happened, and look at all the lives that were lost. So anyways, guys, give the kitty some food. Trust me, his tray is full. He's a complete glutton. He's only doing this because he wants my attention, and when I try to give him my attention, he completely walks away from me. I have some videos of him. So but things changed after that. Yeah, you're right. You're right. So, although disasters immediately they look like terrible things, because of that, things get implemented to make stuff safer. Like after a plane crash, it gets investigated. We understand the stuff that went wrong, and thus flying becomes safer. So, anyways, guys, I said pretty much everything that I meant to say. This is just a massive rambling, but I guess as long as we got humans that are under the pressure of the goal of the company, which is, profits upon profits and etc., then, you know, Kitty, hey lady, stop recording. Yeah, yeah, definitely. He likes to show off from time to time. There was a time where I had to keep shooting a video 5 times because he would make noise. But goal leads to innovation. I know, but innovation, I believe, is possible without having to lose your soul over it, you know? So basically, I encourage everybody to not take shortcuts and to lead by a good example. We won't have an iPhone in a world where profit isn't the key factor. Well, I guess you're right. Like, I know that you're right. And I know that the change that I guess I would like is really not possible or not attainable like that, but a girl can hope. Put it that way. But then again, you're right. If it weren't for competition like that, like we have to improve our current generation of products so that people keep having a motivation for buying it, then yeah, you're right. But I guess as a person who is really easy to just satisfy, it's really hard for me to think that way. Like for instance, my the only reason I have this phone is because I lost my iPod, and it turns out that my mom had accidentally my iPod somehow got mixed together with a pile of stuff that she had, and she took it to her room, and it was missing for like 3 months. And I decided to just get the iPhone because I'm like, well, I need something for music and I need internet access. And my iPod was my only device where I could access the internet from. So when I got the iPhone, I'm like, the capabilities of this device are really satisfactory. It has GPS, it has pretty much all the utilities that I need in one thing: internet, phone, texting, email, etc., weather forecast. So I have absolutely zero intention of upgrading this device. And trust me, my iPod is third generation. It was as slow as a turtle, but I never felt the desperation of, oh my god, I need the latest iPad or the latest iCrap or something, you know. I'm never like that. I'm like, the last video game console that I ever bought for myself was the PS2, and I played it until 2014. Like, I did not feel like I needed to upgrade to the more newer generations, you know? Um, there's never a famine except because of power hungry worlds. Pedro O'Rourke, tongue twister, wrote about a long time ago. I'm more worried about artificial intelligence, big picture. You know what? Artificial intelligence is indeed a big concern. Because honestly, how can I put this? I feel like we're becoming more and more reliable. Wait, what? What am I saying? Okay, more dependent upon technology like that, to where to where we are not thinking for ourselves anymore. Like, for instance, you can tell your phone, remind me to pay my bill at 3 o'clock. It's like you're not even practicing how to create a planner, which helps you organize your time. It helps you make schedules, like physically. And it also doesn't aid your memory because you're like, I can tell my phone, I can tell my phone. For me personally, I like to remember everything with my brain, and I am darn good about it. Like, for instance, when someone tells me something as, you know, simple as a birthday, I never forget it. So, I think that I wouldn't be able to do that if it weren't for the fact that I'm constantly training my brain, you know? But again, to finish my rambling on how I don't feel compelled to upgrade, I guess if we pick my psychology as an example, maybe companies know that. Companies know that I sell them a product, but I am not going to give them the best version of our product yet because we need to have something next year for them to be like, oh, yeah, that's a pretty cool upgrade. Let me be involved on that, you know? Um, so for me, I also like to extend the life of something, as in, if I own something, until it dies on me, I don't think of its replacement. My current car, for example, I am really trying to take care of it. I stay on top of its maintenance. I take it to, I followed the book, which I probably shouldn't. Maybe Toyota's ripping me off, but I like to follow their recommendation. They say every 5,000 miles, do this. Every 10,000 miles, do that. So Toyota tried to sell me a newer version of my car. They were like, we have a upgrade that you could benefit from on our new generation of your vehicles. We have cameras installed that help you get back inside the lane. If you are like veering off your lane, it'll subtly return the car automatically back into the lane. And we have like an anti collision system and yada yada yada. And I'm like, mother effer, just how stupid have we become and how distracted and irresponsible have we become that we cannot do something as basic as driving a car. It's like you're telling me that you had to develop technology in this vehicle to avoid accidents because people people's habits. I feel like you are promoting people's bad habits. Like, oh yeah, I can text while I'm driving now because my car will keep me in the lane and it'll save me from anti collision. You guys should, or it would save me from a collision. You guys should, if you're interested, you should watch a video that I made about when I drove the 2017 RAV4. I had a lot of ranting to do on that video. But, anyways, you see what I'm saying? I told the folks at Toyota, I'm not interested. I earned my license, therefore, I am the driver of the vehicle. I don't like too many computers. I don't know how these computers make decisions for me. You guys are explaining it to me, but I don't suffer from textaholicism to be needing all of this technology in a car. I believe in turning my body around when I'm backing up, using my mirrors, and taking my time and paying attention to the car in front of me so that I don't smash into it. Do you see that? I have a perfect driving record. I have never been pulled over. I don't need this bullshit. So, Toyota was there trying to use their competitive edge, because they have a good reputation on the automotive industry and they keep coming out with all this technology. Guess what? You can't seduce me with upgrades. Apple can't seduce me, Toyota can't seduce me. So, because not everybody thinks like me, because maybe their necessities may really need this upgrade, like, say some people may need the iPhone X or iPhone 10, whatever that name of it is, they may need it for photography. Okay, whatever floats your boat, mate. But just do not assume that I am going to behave in the same manner, Like, I'll think that that's a priority for me. So, anyways, let me catch up with what you guys are saying. I think y'all need a break. Uh, um, wait, that's what they said when concept of writing in book was introduced. People were skeptical about it limiting our memory. You know what? That's crazy to me because reading reinforces my learning, especially if I write notes as I read. I Let me give you a quick story because I said this in another video, but I don't even remember which one. I am an evolutionary kind of learner, and what I mean by that is when I was a kid, from probably ages, let's say 7 until 12ish. I used to be a perfect auditory learner. You say something once, I remember it forever. I still remember exact lectures or sentences from my teachers in first grade or kindergarten. From around age 12ish until this was my middle school years, until I want to say my sophomore year or freshman year. Let's say sophomore year. I used to be a visual learner. You draw something, you put colors to it, you decorate something, I'll remember it forever. I still remember the diagram that my seventh grade teacher showed us for how to write an essay. It was a hamburger with a bunch of ingredients on it. And then by the end of my high school years, like beginning, middle of high school, and then the end of my high school years, I became, and to this day, I still am, a kinesthetic learner. I need to touch things. I need to make things. I need to trace things, write things. Sometimes I remember the action of me scribbling my shopping list better than actually seeing what was on it. I don't know what's happening to me. I don't know if that's just normal. I don't know if I'm just going haywire or something, but I'm telling you, until from the moment I graduated until presently, I have had to write everything down or hold something because otherwise I just don't remember. When I'm at work, the phone rings, I have a pen on my hand always and some kind of scrap paper nearby so that I can jot something down if I need to. But you see, so I guess those are my skills just evolving, or my mind evolving, my powers just evolving. I don't know. But I get so obsessed with explaining everything about me. I go crazy. I'm like, don't obsess over it. Just live life, girl. But I just need to have a logical explanation for everything. So it really bothers me that I don't know why I cannot consistently learn in one manner, you know? So maybe if I were to work in a company that's innovative, maybe they could benefit from me being this crazy, inconsistent with my style. But at the same time, I feel like I couldn't handle it because I would get too distracted or space out. My attention span would be too too limited. I would feel like I'm bored for some reason. Anyways, that's always gonna happen with a new when a new thing gets introduced. All the trouble in the world, the lighter side of overpopulation, famine, ecological disaster, ethnic hatred, plague, and poverty. We have become slave to our technology. It always happens. Exactly. I want to control the car. Yeah, who wouldn't want to? You're operating this piece of machinery. Why wouldn't you want to be in control at all times? Because I kept telling the guy from Toyota, if the anti collision is only going to kick in if I'm about to smash into the car in front of me, just why would I not want to anticipate that I'm about to run into a car and start safely slowing down the vehicle? You know, how is let's say I'm going 70 miles per hour. How can the vehicle calculate the distance to where it needs to slow down so that it can safely stop to not hit the car that's in front of me? See what I mean? That's something that you have to visually calculate. And I'm sure that whatever cameras monitor what's in front of you on the car is not doing that. So, no, you can't convince me that a computer is going to be a better driver than me. And don't even get me started on the unexpected maneuvers that some drivers do. Like, no, no, I just, no, no, no. A person cannot create something superior to themselves. That's my mentality. That's why I want to have control of my damn car. Um, I think I scrolled too far. Um, my Subaru has the lane obstacle warning. It may have saved me at least once, and that's all that makes it worthwhile. Well, I guess when you put it like that, when you have an example of your own, of how your life is saved by something that's been integrated, an advancement that's been integrated, when you put it like that, then yeah, um, I have no argument against that. But I'm just saying that at the end of the day, I like to know that the technology to protect me is not there because I feel like it keeps me extra alert about my surroundings and thus keeps me being a better driver. Technology is a blessing and a curse. I use it as a way to connect with others, but other than that, that's it. Absolutely, because look at you giving your time to me. One thing I love about today's technology is video games with a hardworking group of developers. Almost any type of game people imagine can be created. You're absolutely right. See, I guess that since my interests have evolved a little bit, I'm not fascinated by video games like that anymore. But I do like to watch them. I stay up to date on The Legend of Zelda and then Metal Gear Solid V, Metal Gear Solid 5 when it came out. I knew that I was never gonna play it in my life, but I still went ahead and watched it. And Metal Gear Solid 4, I knew I would never play it in my life, but I still watched a playthrough. John Adams, author, risk seat belt laws have been just oh crap, no, what did I click on? Okay. Um Seatbelt laws have been passed in more than 80 jurisdictions around the world. You would expect the evidence in support of the legislation to be voluminous, but oddly, it has shrunk dramatically. That's because when people perceive themselves as safer or better equipped against the danger, they are more likely to take more chances. I read that and I just got through saying about how. What did I say? How did I phrase it? Oh, how me knowing that I don't have those safety features on my car keeps me being an alert and better driver. Why am I not writing a book, guys? Guys, we need to collaborate and write a book. Let's get this info out there. Because a computer never makes a mistake, it will always make a decision which we already fit in it. Sir, I would encourage you to look into the incident of a what was it? Qatar Airlines? Is that even a name? Anyways, it's supposed to be the safest airline in the world, or at least it was. And how, when they introduced one of their Airbuses, their computer was going nuts, and the pilots had to revert to hand flying the plane because the computer was going nuts. And nowadays, pilots are trained on how to handle so many computers that often a plane crashes because they forgot to fly the damn plane. So I have to disagree. A computer will not always execute the proper decision because, let's face it, circumstances just change. And I guess computers are perfect when something is consistent. A calculator. When does a calculator mess up? Never, because it's calibrated to be perfect at calculating things. But even though a calculator is technically never wrong, you have to know how to operate it, how to like punch things in, because say if you don't know the concept of the order of operations, then the calculator is going to give you a wrong answer, and that you still have to train and learn math to to know that about the calculator, or to operate the calculator, because the calculator is only as smart as the operator. Only a human can make the same mistake even after knowing that it was wrong. Computer doesn't have that ability. Why is this woman not showing her face? Honey, because I'm supposed to be in bed and I'm also pretty weak. Um, I felt kind of sick again today, so to avoid me being affected with my sleep pattern, I decided to turn the light off. It's not the first time I do streams like this. Qantas, yeah, Qantas. That's it. That's it. It's the safest Australian. Thanks, Jim. Thanks for helping a sister out, cause I am beginning to enter deliriousness. Apparently, I have to be up in 5 hours, y'all. So I'll be leaving soon. Several development teams have beat me in creating games I have hoped would happen. Hope to create Insomniac with Spider Man S1. I can't say that I know about that one. I don't know, you can see her face in her other vids. I know, right? I wish that there was a way for me to like attach a picture to the background when I'm on mobile, but anyways, guys. You guys remember my face, however you got here. I'm sure that the video that led you to me definitely featured my face because proportionally more videos feature yours truly than not. So give a sister a chance um, or a break. You're welcome. I know a lot of useless shit. I love you because I know a lot of useless crap too. I just like to spend my time learning little facts, even though they're probably never going to do a damn thing for me. It's fun to learn. I have an addiction to learning. Um, Jim Ewok, I feel very disappointed. I came here to see a natural face use logic. Well, if it makes you feel better, it's still me. Just don't worry about what you see, worry about the content on this way, alright? Give me a break. Paranormal Dreamer says he loves me. Oh, I love you too. Your avatar is your face over there in the corner. Oh, really? Really? My channel features that? I thought that only like special people, special channels did that because I watch some channels that don't show any kind of avatar. Or maybe they filmed that video before that feature was a thing. Yep, remember the face, glasses and all. Well, yeah, I'm still wearing my glasses. If that gives you an idea of how I look in the dark. And um, yeah, I also have pajamas on because I'm about to go to bed. So yeah. Well, you guys, I believe that I said everything that I meant to say when it comes to management and all that, and I definitely had fun with the flow of the conversation, and I'm glad that my cat calmed down because it's so rude. Where did I go wrong at raising him? Zamri type something in here like we are in your pic should show up. Oh, um, I have never ever attempted to type a comment. So let me figure this out. Chat viewing options, show, hide all chat messages. You know what? I technically can't do it because I'm on mobile and I don't. I'm tapping everything on the screen and I don't see anything. I see a hand. You shouldn't. Um, well, you probably could see it technically because I have a light shining on my face that's outside. Can you guys see that? Like green? Anyway. Oh, um, guys, I don't think that I can actually post on the little. Because on my phone, it looks like. In order for me to see your comments, it times out after like 5 seconds. So I have to touch the screen and scroll for the messages to show up. So I know what feature you're talking about though, because I participated on another stream, and I saw on the right hand side where there's a box and you drop your comments there. So, what does this do? Just a filter. Yeah. Check this out. Yeah. I knew that would happen. And then that, and then that. I guess I can make the background dynamic. That. Let's put bubbles. Whee! I haven't seen any live bubbles in a long time in my life. Were you guys actually able to see that? Like the background? Because I've never seen that. Mr. Kame MDN, I'm going to give it my best shot at saying that. Imagine a world without heteronormativity. Heteronormativity. Ha! Come at me, bro, with the complicated words. I love to try to pronounce new things. I'm gonna go back to normal. But yeah, guys, I don't think that on mobile I'm able to comment where you guys are saying so that y'all can see my majestic face. Is majestic even an appropriate adjective? I'm telling you guys, I'm delirious. Well, guys, it's been fun. Thank you so much for tuning in and for, just finding me because I know that a bunch of you guys, in fact, all of you guys, are pretty new to my channel. So it's been great meeting you. You guys have given me great insights and I love reading your comments. And I'm sorry that I don't get to them so immediately, but I do read them. Do you have a streaming schedule? My dearest, I don't, only because I work retail and my weeks are never the same. But typically, I tend to be present here on the channel in the evenings. And then unfortunately, I don't have set days off. Like this week, my days off are like I have a day off on the weekend and then another day off in the middle of the week. But I just don't ever get to have a set schedule. It's not like teaching where you know that from 7 until 3, you'll be stuck in that building. but but yeah, usually at night I'll post a little something or in this case an extensive something before dozing off. And other times if the magical inspiration fairy visits me when I park at home, then that's when I vlog from my car or something, but technically I stream whenever I can because if I don't do it, then I would never post on the channel. So I try to, no matter what, upload something daily. So you can count on something being posted daily unless I report that I'm not feeling well or something. So yeah. Let's see. Well, take care. Your channel is a breath of fresh air. Well, thanks a lot. That really means a lot to me. And a lot of your comments that you guys have posted have really been a humbling experience for me because I'm like, wow, you guys seem to have a high regard for just me sharing my thoughts. And I feel overwhelmed. I never thought that, that people would feel that way about something that I had to just randomly share. In real life, people tell me that they enjoy conversing with me, but one thing is when one or two people tell you, and another one when hundreds of people tell you. But, anyways, guys, thank you so much. I'll never forget what you guys have posted, and I'll never take anything that you say for granted. Alright, guys, sorry, but I gotta go because I am losing some sleep time. So, thanks again and see you soon.